Hi, good afternoon. Today we are gonna go over the steps on how to operate the tablet with GPS Insight here on Monarch. As you can see, this is the login screen where the drivers are gonna be inputting their driver ID and their password once that has been created. I just want to go real quick to the home screen where the applications appear. Um, the one that we see on the top left corner right here, this is going to be the Magellan app. Um, it's a GPS navigation app that we have installed in our tablets so the drivers can use it for directions and things like that. The one next to it, right now it's grayed out, but this is usually a green color. This is the eFleet Suite app, is the app that the drivers use to use the e-log. Next to it, it will be the driver guide. Um, it's pretty much the manual on how to operate the tablet in case any driver ever gets stopped by a DOT officer and he requests the manual of the tablet. This is the app that they need to open um, to see that, and just so you get a little overview of it. We go inside real quick, and it tells you like pretty much what everything means, like any messages that you might get in the tablet, the icons, the colors, the version, enter ID, passwords, all of that, um, with descriptions underneath each picture. If we go back to the home screen, the one next to it, the messaging, that's pretty much used if any company wants to send any messages or directions to the driver and the tablet from the portal, they can do so. Um, just the drivers need to click on this one and they need to log in with the same ID that they use for the eLog app. That way they're able to receive, like I said, any messages from the company that they send to the portal or any directions. And once they receive directions and they accept them, the tablet would automatically open the Magellan app and input that route for the driver automatically. So, and the ones that over here at the bottom, this is mostly like for support here on Monarch. Um, and the one at the very end, settings, is the one where we can connect tablet to Wi-Fi, brightness, things like that. Um, if the time on the tablet is ever wrong, they can change it right here, things like that. So let's go ahead and go to the eFleet app. Okay, so the first things that we see here is the version that the tablet is on. Right now, the latest version that just came out a few weeks ago is 10.0.4, is the latest that we have available. On the top right corner, there's some symbols and everything. Once we log in as a driver, we're gonna go ahead and go over those, and obviously the time on the corner and what time zone you're in. Right now we're on Central Daylight Time. Okay, so we go ahead and sign in as a driver. I'm gonna use one of the accounts we have here, Daniel. Uh, we put the same thing for the password in this case, whatever the company created for that driver at the time. Sign in. So it's gonna start loading and retrieving the logs that are available for that driver for the past 8 days. So right here we see logs have been received. There's some actions required, such as we have uncertified logs, I'm sorry, um, and that are early on from the 28th in this case. So we go ahead and click OK. And then the very first thing we need to do is to select a status. Usually whenever our driver is logging in is because he's going to start working. So we click on status, and right away it's going to ask us what we want to do. If we want to do on duty not driving, sleeper, on-duty yard move, or off-duty PC. In this case, we're gonna start with the on-duty so we can do our inspection. We're gonna get this prompt menu right after we click on duty. Um, the options that we have is fueling, loading, unloading, and inspection. Uh, Whenever you're gonna start your pre-trip, we will select inspection and click next. Once we do that, it's gonna take you to this screen. Right now it's asking us for the location and the state, the city and the state manually, because the tablet is currently not on a truck and on a dock, so therefore it's not getting the GPS information directly. But once the tablet or whenever a driver is going to be doing this from the truck, it will give him this information automatically. I'm just going ahead and put it manually. Laredo. And we look for Texas. In this case, since that's where I'm at, press OK. Then it's going to take you to this screen. So if you already have any shipments with you as a driver, like you already have a loaded trailer, here's where you would put any number that comes on the bill of lading or the order number that the dispatcher gives you for your trip. Just to give an example right now, I'll go back and I'll add one of those. But let's say like if I didn't have anything yet because I'm empty, if you press next, it would ask you if you want to continue without any shipping number, and you would just press yes. You can always go back. You can always go back and input that later on. So once we're in this screen, as you can see on the top left corner, the first thing you see is your name. Right underneath that, you will see your current status and how long you've been in that status or since when. Right here where it says gain time, since we haven't used any of our hours yet, that's why it says NA. If you click on this arrow, it will show you your clocks. The first clock will be the 11-hour clock, followed by the 30-minute break clock or the rest break, followed by the 14-hour clock and the 70-hour clock for the week. As you can see, the two last clocks, they already started running. Why? Because I've been on duty as of 2 minutes ago. This clock represents driving time. So until I start moving, then this clock will start running down. So you can hide this information on the left by clicking the arrow again. Okay, just to real quick go to the symbols over here on the top. The very first symbol, the one that looks like a trailer, it's red. It's just an indicator, so I know that I have not inputted a trailer number down here. The symbol next to it is going to be the shipping document icon, and same thing, it is red because I have not inputted any bill of lading number. The one next to it is going to be the GPS. The reason that this one is red at the moment, just like I mentioned earlier, since the tablet is not on inside a truck, I'm not getting directly connection from a GPS box, so that's why it's red. But once you're on the truck and the tablet, it's put in the dock, it will turn green. That's how it gives you your locations and all of that automatically. The icon followed by that is going to be the signal. This one usually can be either green or this yellowish color. Yellow is just like it has a bit less strong signal compared to the green. But if this is red, it's just an indicator that the area that you're on, you have poor signal, or you might be inside a warehouse or under a roof at a truck stop or something like that. So it is normal for it to turn red every once in a while, but for the most part it should be either yellow or green. The one next to it is going to be the power that is being sent to the tablet from the truck. Again, since we're not inside a truck, that's why this is grayed out. But if I was in a truck and I was getting proper power from the truck into the tablet and the base, this icon will be green. And the last one, this is something that the FMCSA asked for all providers to add on their ELDs and it's just a rule that Canada um, pretty much needs, and it's just an indicator for the officer on the tablet whenever the truck is turned off and turned back on. But again, this doesn't apply for the U.S. And like at the beginning, you have the date and your central daylight time in the corner. Right underneath that is going to be the rest break. Whenever you start driving and you want to take the 30-minute break, or you literally just want to stop for a little bit because you're going to eat, you just want to rest up, you will click this button right here um, to initiate your break. And I will go back to that one in a little bit. So right now we're still on duty. We just need to certify our inspections for our truck and trailer. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and go down here, and I'm gonna add the trailer that I'm hauling. I'm just gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Click this button that represents the enter. Again, it's asking me this manually because I'm not inside the truck. I would just put once you're inside the truck, you're gonna press this button right here, DVIR. Since the tablet is not connected to the trailer, it won't give you a DVIR, and that's totally normal. The DVIR will only be for the truck, but once this is inputted, you will press OK. It's gonna take you to this screen where you need to either add any defects that you found on the trailer, or no defects if everything's good. Just gotta make sure that the trailer it's highlighted as such, and then you will press no defects. If you have to add any defects, you will click on this, and it will give you like a pretty general list of things that you can put. Let's say like if the landing gear was messed up, and it's gonna ask you if you can operate with the landing gear being broken or something. And if you cannot operate, then you need to check off this box. But if you can operate, then you can just put any notations here at the bottom, and then just press done. In the same way, like if you don't have any defects to report, you will select this box right here, no defects, and then press next. So once you get to this screen, usually is where you wait your 15 minutes or your 10 minutes, whatever your office tells you that your inspections have to be. Once you wait that time, again, this space is available if you need to type any notes so it can be shown on your e-log. If not, you can just press that it is safe to operate or not safe to operate. In this case, we're gonna do that yes, it is safe to operate, and then right here we're gonna press done. It's gonna just show me the shipment that I inputted earlier. I mean the trailer, sorry, just as an overview. Once I see that everything's correct, I just press the home button, and as you can see, the trailer icon disappear. So then I will do the same thing with the shipment now. I'm gonna put the shipment number or any number in the bill of lading that I have. Enter it right there. I can press this little arrow to bring the keyboard off. Once I make sure that this is right, I can press home. Or if you have any other past shipment numbers that you want to get rid of, you can select any of these boxes. If you select the first one, it selects everything, or you can select individually and just press remove right here at the bottom. But since it's a brand new shipment, I'm gonna leave it like that and just press home. So from here, as you can see, I'm still on duty. If you ever want to see your graphs of how they look like for the past, either for today or their past 8 days, you can go here to the bottom right where it says logs, and it will show you everything starting from today, and then over here at the top left corner, you can always go back 7 days prior to see your history and things like that. If you want to see everything more into detail, you can click where it says events, and it will give you like on a report format of everything that you have done so far throughout the day, when you logged in, what time and the place that you went on duty, things like that. And if the origin was recorded automatically or driver. Um, of course, anything that is on duty, sleeper, or off duty will be done as a driver, which is manually, and the driving and the logging out and in will be uh, it will be logged in as automatic. If you want to see details just of your company and things like that, you can click over here at the bottom where it said details, and it will tell you the date, the time, time zone, the carrier that you work for, where your terminal is, the address, your driver ID, the last of your license, where is your license from, um, what kind of cycle are you doing, uh, and things like that, odometer readings and all of that. It will show you your truck number and your trailer number that you're currently hauling, shipping documents, things like that. So we go back to home. Right now we'll come back to this page for something else. Um, so on this page, once we are on duty, uh, all we have to do is once we're ready to start driving is we just start driving, and once we pass the 5 or 7 miles per hour, the e-log would change your graph automatically to driving, and all these blue boxes at the bottom will disappear, and you will get a message in yellow letters that says vehicle in motion. That's a good indicator that the tablet is connecting properly with the truck. So no need to put the driving manually. It's always best, and we suggest that we make that change automatically on the tablet. But just start driving and making sure that you get that message at the bottom that says vehicle in motion. Anytime you want to stop, you can always do two things. Let's say like if you're gonna stop to put fuel or to scale, things like that. Whenever you stop, this boxes would appear again, and then you can always choose status, and you can put yourself on duty and things like that. Or by just stopping, the tablet detects that there's no movement in the truck, so it would put you on duty automatically after 5 minutes of being stopped, but it will start from the time that you stop. So if you stop at 5 p.m., the tablet would go on duty at 5:05, but it will reset automatically to start at 5. So that way you count those 5 minutes that it took the tablet to go to on duty. But you can always do it from down here. Um, Another thing, what I was mentioning earlier, is the rest break. Let's say you're gonna stop for your 30-minute break, or you're gonna stop to eat or go to the restroom. So you simply click this button on the top corner. It's gonna ask you confirm rest break. Are you sure you want to go off duty? Anytime you go rest break, it puts you off duty. So I'm gonna put OK. Again, this is manually right now because the tablet is not on the truck. But if it was on the truck, it will give me these automatically. And then I'm gonna go down here, choose the state, and OK. Okay, so as you saw, the status changed over here to off duty since 5:24, and this circle went red. It's just an indicator to let us know that we are currently on break. Let's say we're already done with the break and we want to start driving again. We need to click this again, and it's gonna ask us the status that we want to go on. For the most part, you always want to go on duty again. This message is gonna pop out just at the beginning when we created the pre-trip. So all you have to do is just click skip. Put Laredo. We're gonna look for Texas. We'll do OK. And again, it switched already to on duty, and I can start driving again. So my driving clock can start running one more time. Again, letting all that be automatically when it comes to the driving. Another thing I want to mention is, let's say you want to add a team driver to your e-log. You usually do that at the beginning whenever you're gonna do your pre-trip and all that stuff, but it's simply clicking this button on the bottom, and it's gonna take me back to the signing screen. So I will put my partner's or my co-partner ID and password. We're gonna start signing us in. Same thing. The logs have been received just like it did to us. Okay. And the status is obviously if I'm the one that is going to be driving, I'm the one that is going to be on duty. My team is going to be on sleeper berth. Right here, we'll just click skip. Again, asking us this manually because he's not in the truck, the tablet. Do okay. This is the shipment that I inputted, so it's the same one that my team is gonna have. So I just click next. Just gonna process, and it takes it right here. So right here, whatever name it's on the top is the person that is currently active. So if Neo is the one that is gonna be on sleeper, I need to switch to Daniel, which is just right here at the bottom. So it's a pretty easy switch. Whenever Daniel's drive is done with his shift, he can just click on the team right below him, and the switch would happen automatically. Again, always making sure that the driver that is on right here on the top is the one that is going to be starting his shift or continuing his shift. So let's go back to Daniel. So we already covered how to input the trailer, how to input the shipment, what this clock means, which is the driving, how to check our clocks, which is clicking this arrow right here on the side. How to add a driver, how to be on rest break and how to get out of rest break, how to view our logs in the graph form if we want to look at the events in a report kind of form, if we want to look at the details of just our information in our company. Another thing I want to cover is whenever you do a roadside inspection by the DOT, he's always going to ask you to review your logs in the tablet, or if he wants them to be sent to his computer. So you will use this button right here at the bottom that says data file transfer. So here's two ways that we can do it. We can always do web service or email. We recommend to always use the web service one, which is the EROD number or the batch number that the officer will provide you with, just so the reading of the e-logs can be properly sent to him. Because if we do email, the format doesn't always work, so he can see it on his computer or on his vehicle. So we always recommend to use web service. And again, that number that we input in this white space has to be provided by the officer. Once we input that, we just close the keyboard, hit done, and it's gonna automatically send. And I want to just make a quick note that if the logs have to be transferred, the tablet has to be put on the dock. If you take it off of the dock so you can show it to the officer and he reviews it and then he comes back and tells you, you know what, can you send them to me? You have to put the tablet on the dock and just wait a couple minutes so this icons on the top turn green. Once everything is good to go, then go ahead and do the whole data transfer, web service, and input the ERA number or the batch number that the officer gives you. Once you do that, you just click done, and again, it will take like a couple minutes to send everything to the officer. Once you're done with that process, you can always click home and as you can see, it's gonna ask you for your password again. It's just a safety feature, so the officer doesn't go back and starts looking at other stuff. So since we're like logged in as Daniel, or the inspection was for Daniel, we would put Daniel's password. We do submit, and it would take us back to the beginning. Another way that you can also do it, if you don't want to do it from here, you can always go to options as well, and at the very bottom there's one option that says roadside inspection. It will be the same thing, so it would automatically take you to the graph format in case the officer wants to look at your logs in the tablet. You can take it out from the dock and give it to him, and he can review this. And the same thing, he can go back his 7 days. He can come down here and look at the events on a report format, or look at the details that we saw at the beginning. Or you have the data file transfer as well right here. We go back to home. Let me just put this guy's password one more time. And it was going to be the same exact process for either Danny or Neil, whoever is active at the moment. Another thing I want to mention is if you ever need to do any type of exception on the log, that will be under status. No, sorry, it will be under options, and then right here it will say take an exception. So here you can choose whatever exception you need, whether it's emergency, shore agriculture, adverse conditions, 30-minute break, things like that. And of course, before you take any exception, you always want to check with your safety in your company to see what exception is the one that you apply for, or if you even apply. The most common one, it will be like the adverse conditions. Again, once you get the green light from your company, you can select that. And right here, you will put your notations of what's going on, mile marker, highway number, anything like that. Try to be as specific as you can, just so in case you get an inspection, the officer can see that. But yeah, that's how you get to those conditions or exceptions that you need to take. Again, it was options, and then take the exception. This green or orange, sorry, triangle that we see at the top is just an indicator that we have something pending to do with our logs. So if we click again where it says options, it would tell you that we need to review logs and certify our logs. So if we click on that, it will take you automatically to the day that you need to start certifying. And simply once you review that everything that was recorded on this day is correct, you can check by being on the event list, or on the grid. Once you certify that everything's correct, you will click the certify button at the bottom, so you can pretty much sign that everything recorded is correctly, and all you have to do is put your password information. You press agree, and as you saw, it jumped from the 28th to the 29th. So again, once I review the 29th, everything's good. Certify. Put my password again. And they already certified the 29th, and it will take you to the next day, just so we can continue certifying. And again, you will do that for all the days that you have pending. Once you do that and you go back to home, this orange symbol will disappear, telling us that there's nothing else pending for us to do. Another one that is pretty common when you click on options, if you have any unidentified driver that need to be either accepted or rejected, they would appear right underneath this. What a unidentified driver is pretty much anytime that the truck moves without the driver being logged into the tablet, the driving event gets recorded. and stored kind of like on a folder, just so you can go back whenever you log in. If that event belongs to you, you can accept it, or if it doesn't belong to you because the truck got moved inside of the yard or things like that, whenever you were in home time, you can reject those events as well. Um, this uh, button at the bottom that says request logs is used quite often whenever any changes are made by your office on your graph. Either you stayed on duty because you forgot to go to sleeper, or you forgot to go off duty and things like that, and any additions have to be made to your logs. They're usually made from the computer, again, with your safety at your company. Once they make those changes in the computer, in order for those changes to reflect in your tablet, you would have to go to that option. So again, we go to options, we're going to click request logs. You're going to get this message. You're going to click where it says yes. You're going to get this little arrow at the bottom, I mean on the top, saying that everything's downloading or refreshing. Once it goes through, you're going to get this message, and all you have to do is press OK. So any changes, again, that they were made from the company side, from their computer, in order for them to reflect in your tablet, you have to do that process. And that's pretty much it. That's the overview of how to use the tablet, how to begin an inspection, how to go into rest break, how to add a co-driver, how to transfer your logs to an officer, how to add your shipment number, your trailer number, if you want to see your graphs in a log form, if you want to see them on a report or event form, or you just want to see details of you as a driver and your company. And again, if you have any questions regarding the use of the tablet, you can always reach us at 956 712 8933. Thank you.